These are the schools and districts supporting and providing underrepresented students with the support that they need to succeed academically. These winning high schools have demonstrated significant and consistent growth in college readiness through college coursework, college entrance exams, and sending 4 or more scores to universities. We're so pleased that we'll have 2 students from these winning districts joining me on stage in a moment, but first I'd like to recognize those that are here today representing those schools and districts. Can I ask Kevin Cox and Sabrina Schuler from Broome High School and Spartanburg, South Carolina, to please stand and be recognized as the small district winners. The winning schools in the medium-sized district category are also represented here today, and I'd like to ask Superintendent Matthew Handelman and Mr. and Mrs. Lockhart to also stand and recognize Coeur d'Alene, Lake City High Schools in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And finally, I'd like to recognize from Arroyo High School and the San Bernardino School District in California, County Superintendent Theodore Alejandre, Superintendent Dale Marsden, Maria Figuera, Alvina Velasco, and their Gear Up partners to please stand and be recognized for your work. Congratulations, and thank you for your work in delivering opportunity and college success to all of the students in your schools and districts.
There's challenges that many students go through before they even get here in the morning. They're battling dragons.
There are lots of big dreams for doing things, but the steps to the goals, that's where the challenge begins.
Although a lot of us come from bad backgrounds, we want better for ourselves.
Obstacles are everywhere, and it takes amazing schools to create the opportunity to excel. Today, we celebrate 4 high schools for creating opportunities to underrepresented and underserved students with the Gaston Caperton Opportunity Award. This award honors high schools that expand access to higher education through academic offerings and innovative college preparation programs.
The Gaston Caperton Award tells me what we're doing here is good.
The teachers here are fantastic. To have that national recognition just means that somebody else saw it too.
It makes me feel like they really value our education and the education they're providing us.
Today, we honor these exceptional schools: Arroyo Valley High School, Lake City High School, Coeur d'Alene High School, and Broome High School. All students deserve the hope to succeed. The Gaston Caperton Opportunity Award honors schools that are making good on their commitments to deliver that opportunity every day.
To the teachers that have helped me, they see me struggle and they see me grow up, and it was because of them. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite up some students to join me for a conversation this afternoon. Natural Baptiste is a senior at the Brooklyn School for Math and Research. Natural is also a member of the New York City Urban Ambassadors, a college enrichment program facilitated by the New York City Department of Education. The Urban Ambassadors seek to expand the innate socio-emotional and academic capacity of inner-city young men. Please join me in welcoming Natural Baptiste. Maria Velasc is a 17-year-old senior at Arroyo Valley High School. She's been among the top 10 girls in her class for the last 4 years, and she's currently ranked #1 in her graduating class in San Bernardino. Please welcome Maria Velasc. panelist is Jacob Lockhart, a senior at Coeur d'Alene High School in Idaho. Jacob is an avid volunteer in his community. He's also student body president. Please welcome Jacob Lockhart. And please welcome our last student panelist, Lucy Tiblier. Last year, Lucy graduated Anderson High School in Austin, Texas, and she's currently a freshman at Wellesley College. She's also chair of the College Board Advisory Panel on Student Opportunity. Please welcome Lucy. So thank you all for joining me today. I know that you've been able to participate in a number of the plenaries and meetings that have been going on here at Forum, and there have been a lot of conversations about motivation and focus, ensuring students are successful in high school, graduate, go on to college. I'm wondering if we could start off by sharing a little bit about what motivates the four of you. Natural?
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Come on, that was weak. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. What keeps me motivated to pursue higher education is two things, actually. My family and my peers. To talk about my family, they support me in everything I do. Even taking the time out of my busy schedule to come down to DC or go to New Orleans or Virginia or Florida or wherever I have to go. All they say is be safe, and they're 100% sure that I'm going to get the job done. The second part is my peers, more particularly the Urban Ambassadors program. What can I say about it? It's just that I love it. I love waking up, even though it's Saturdays, I love waking up at 6 o'clock to get to the program by 8 o'clock just to talk about my week to my fellow brothers. And yeah, it can get kind of heated sometimes because like, we're all guys and we all have different perspectives, but the fact that I have outside family that support me, they sometimes say, oh, why are you doing, what are you doing? And they keep me in line, they keep me in check, and they make sure that I'm on like the level that I have to be. So those two things keep me motivated the most.
Great. Maria, can you share a little bit what keeps you motivated?
Definitely. I would say that my mom is a big factor in keeping me motivated to graduate and to go to college. She did not have the opportunity like I did or the support from her family to continue her education. And we kind of see how that affects us financially as a family. So she understands that for me, college is mandatory, and that she just encourages me to leave the place I grew up in and go on to find an education. I would also say that my teachers encouraged me to do the same. A lot of them grew up in the same area and the same circumstances that I grew up in, and they had the opportunity to get a college education, come back and help the community, and they encourage us to do the same. So I would say overall, my motivation to go to college is so I can come back and help those and support those who supported and encouraged me throughout the entire journey.
That's great. Jacob, share a little bit about what motivates you.
First of all, I'd like to tell you how honored I am to be speaking in front of all of you, and how honored I am to be representing Coeur d'Alene School District. The three things that motivate me to do good in school and to further my education are life, family, and community. When I was younger, I was diagnosed with leukemia, so I can speak firsthand on how easily it is to, or how close it is to have your life taken from you. And if you want to experience life, you have to be educated and you have to be able to take all the advantages that you can get. Also, for my community and my family who came together during that hard time in my life, I feel like it's justly deserved that I educate myself so that I can be better for them to help them in the future as well.
So Lucy, you clearly stayed motivated because you're now in college, but I would imagine the pressure has intensified. And how do you find yourself staying focused?
Well, I definitely feel supported by my parents and my family at home. So I think that now I'm in college, I've given myself a chance to step back and reflect on what has helped me get to where I am now. And I think what I've realized is my parents have really dedicated their professional lives to let me go to the college of my choosing. And at this point, I feel almost a duty to honor their gift that they have given to me. And I think it is very important for me to use my time in college well so that I can make them proud, but also really to take full advantage of the resources that they have given me.
You almost make it sound easy. But we know it's not easy, and we know that along with hard work and focus, sometimes there are obstacles put in your way out of your control, and you have to overcome those and stay focused and stay on the journey. Jacob, you alluded to some of those obstacles. Can you talk a little bit more?
Right, as I said, I did have cancer, and that was a huge obstacle. But this may sound cliche, but one of the hardest things was actually fitting in. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people. Now imagine someone who, in essence, their bodies rejected them. So not only do you have to fit in within the community, but you have to fit in with yourself. So that was something that was very hard for me to overcome. But once I did, and I understood that there were peers for me, there was a community, there was my family, my educators, I started to be able to understand that I could be all I could be, and I wanted to pursue that. And those are some things I had to come over, or to get over, to get where I am today.
Naturally, you too, you've had some difficult obstacles to overcome.
I did, and before I start, I don't look for sympathy. I just this is just a little understanding of who I am, and my obstacle was homelessness. When I was younger, 10 years old, I was evicted from my home and placed into a homeless shelter with my mother and my twin brother. And I kind of realized that at 10 years old, you're really naive. You think everything's easy. All you have to do is go to school and go home, do your homework, and just pass all your classes. But then, taking external factors into the equation, you realize that it's not as easy as you make it seem. So, me going through that, it also motivates me to just make sure that I'm on my grind, I'm making sure that I succeed, because I don't want my kids or my grandkids or any of my great-grandkids to go through what I had to go through, because it's a hard thing to go through and overcome. But now that I overcame it, I feel as though I can conquer anything, and college is just another thing that I just have to overcome.
Well, I think it's so admirable that you were able to take such an obstacle and turn it into drive that propels you forward. And it takes work and practice to continue that approach and that outlook. Lucy, how does the concept of practice play into your life now as a college freshman?
So it actually starts in freshman year in high school. I participated in speech and debate, and the practice of writing speeches and giving them definitely carried into my academic life, where I sincerely found joy in my AP English classes, mostly because I was able to see my progress as my writing got better, as I became more clear and concise. But also, I think there's something really satisfying and so empowering about seeing yourself gaining critical analytical skills, because those are skills that I use in the classroom today. I sit in my American novels tutorial and feel very comfortable alongside my junior and senior counterparts to write really clear essays, and I think that has been something where I have seen practice carry over into really all walks of my life.
You make it so exciting, I almost want to go back to college myself. Not quite, but truly. But I love that you found your joy through practice in your classes, and it helps you then choose and direct what you will go on to study and what you will go on to do. I wonder, Maria, you're not yet in college and thinking about colleges. Do you have a sense of what you want to do? And if so, how did you come to that decision?
Most definitely. When I graduate high school and go on college, I want to study neuroscience. And science has always been my favorite subject, but I was never really introduced to that specific subject. But when I was in 6th grade, my nephew was diagnosed with autism, and at the time I had no idea what that was or what neuroscience was. But the minute I looked it up, I was just really captivated by the brain and the mind and how everything works and how complex it is. And I was fortunate enough my freshman and sophomore year to participate in the middle years program at my school. It's an honors program that we have, but in order to complete it, the students had to do a 7-month-long research project. And so what I dedicated mine to was music and neuroscience. So for my product, I created classical music that would act as musical therapy for autistic kids. And what I realized is that I really enjoyed those long 7 months. And I realized that I wouldn't mind dedicating the rest of my career to doing scientific research in hopes of bringing about a cure or just new information in general about neurological disorders.
Wow, you all seem like so self-connected. Absolutely. It's interesting, when we were sitting yesterday